All right, guys. Week 1, NFL season 2025 is here. You can feel it. You can smell it in the air. 16-leg Moneyline parlay. Low stakes, high rewards. This is the Sunday script. What's up, guys? My name is Tim. This is the Sunday script. Like I said, a 16-leg Moneyline parlay. Low stakes, high rewards. You know, I don't think another show is really doing this out there. A specific 16-leg Moneyline parlay. I think we're the first. I think we're revolutionary. And I think this is going to change the game for us and for you. So stay with us all season to learn who's going to win every game of this 2025 season. You might be wondering, who are these doofuses? What do we know about football? Well, on the other hand, I'm an Unreal Fortnite player, Unreal competitive, multiple recording artist, multiple project recording artists, and I know ball. I know ball. You might say, what makes you know ball better than Cowherd or, Dan Orlovsky? I watch every single damn game, and I watch the all 22. I know the tape. I watch the tape. I know ball. In fact, I don't have my all 22 anymore because the ex-wife took it in the divorce. Okay. I'm not allowed to watch the all 22 anymore due to the conditions of me being able to see my two girls that I love very much. And in fact, this is going in violation against that, but I love them. Girls, I won't say your name, but you know I love you. On that note, I got here with me one of my co-hosts, Carmichael. Carmichael, say what's up to the people.
What's up, fellas? It's your boy, OPD Barm. Multiple-time platinum recording artist. And I know ball. That's it. Say hello to our other co-host, Mr. Nicholas Kaloje.
What's up, everybody? My name's Nick. I might not know as much ball as everyone else, but what I do know is money, and ever since I was hearing about these multi-leg parlays, I have a feeling that we are going to hit one. So with the money put in, I'm ready to spend it. So let's find out what we're going to make.
Sunday Script is brought to you by two of our sponsors, Woodman's Property Management and Sentence Enhancers. All right. We're going to start off with the first game, the Thursday night Rinse. And we call it the Thursday night Rinse because if you lose this one, whole parlay is cooked.
Dunzo.
So you can either include the Thursday night game if you want, you can do your little, dumb little side quest, or you can be on the main mission with us.
Yeah, you can grow a pair and fucking add it into your parlay.
Add it into your 16-legger.
We never miss these anyways.
No,
so
we don't.
Don't worry about it.
All right, Eagles versus Cowboys. Eagles, heavy favorite here. Minus 395, Cowboys plus 310. The Eagles are coming off their Super Bowl victory. Can they repeat? In the NFC, we'll have to see. If it was in the AFC, I'd say maybe not, but the NFC is up for grabs, I still think. But the Eagles lose their prized play caller, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is no chin having ass, and he is on the Saints now as their head coach. So does that change anything? We'll have to see. Dallas did nothing in the offseason besides trade their 26-year-old star pass rusher that they didn't want to pay. He's up north now, in Brown County, Wisconsin. I wonder where he's going to live. He's going to have so much fun there.
Yeah.
He's going to have so much fun in Wisconsin. Dallas. He's going to have going out in Green Bay. He's going to have so much fun. They say it's like the Dallas of the North. So Dak is back. Either Dak is back or Dak is still whack. Last time we saw Dak for a full season, he threw for 50 touchdowns. So we'll have to see both. No more Micah. This definitely tilts the favorite in the Eagles' direction. We're going to take the Eagles here at minus 395 for the Thursday night Rinse.
Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer for me. I don't really have much else to say other than what Tim covered on there. Baby food, Kellen Moore is not there anymore, but I still think the Eagles get it done. I mean, Dallas did nothing besides trade away Micah Parsons, so Good luck to him. Dak's been chilling out since he's got paid, getting injured. Maybe he just gets injured again.
Having a baby.
Sucks. Yeah. What are you doing?
He got laid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats, Dak.
Congrats on
Anyway,
the
fly Eagles fly. Taking the Eagles Thursday night rinse. Yeah, I am bummed. All right, so getting into the meat of the week, we got the Chiefs versus the Chargers in Brazil. That's always a rinse. What do you think about that one, Nick?
It's far away. It's not in the United States, and quite frankly, it's not American.
That being said, Brazil, kind of a rinse, throws some teams off in terms of timing and jet lag and whatever, but they're pro athletes. They can deal with it. UFC fighters do it all the time. The Chargers had a pretty good season last year. They came out hot toward the end. Justin Herbert's been outperforming year over year, and he's coming behind a really strong defense. Chargers, I don't think are going to get it done though, so we're taking the Chiefs money line.
Yeah, I also fear for the safety of these players as they travel to lands unknown in Brazil. I know last year there were concerns about that, but the NFL said, screw the well-being of our employees. Let's send them to Brazil because they love American football in Brazil. Duh. We know that.
They do.
So let's throw off everyone's sleep schedule and but hey, we got a game on Friday or Saturday or wherever. But yeah, we're going to take the Chiefs here. They're coming off that Super Bowl rinse, but I mean, they were 15-2 last year. Not much more needs to be said about them.
15-2, some close games, but Patrick Mahomes always figures out.
But here's a good question: if you win close games, does that mean you're a good team or you get lucky?
Losers lose.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think Patrick Mahomes, you can usually figure out a way to win. That's why we're taking him on the first week one. He's. I mean, when was the last time Patrick Mahomes started out 0-1?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know. We're not stat folks, so
No, we're not. We're not box score enthusiasts.
yeah.
All right. So next game on our slate: Raiders versus Patriots. This is actually our dog of the week.
Yes, sir.
Gino and Pete Carroll are reunited. This might be Gino's best year yet. We'll have to see. We definitely think so. We're big Gino fans on this show. And now he gets the 6th overall pick, the 2,000-yard rusher from Boise State, Ashton Genty. He will be as good as advertised, I promise. But on the other side of the field there, Mike Vrabel is now the coach of New England, which is great and all, but does Drake May have any weapons to throw to besides Stephon Diggs? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Stephon Diggs maybe plays 6 games this year until he either starts crying, gets caught for PEDs, gets caught on a boat with more drugs, or did I say gets hurt?
I don't know.
One of the 4 will happen. You can bet on that too. Unfortunately, that's not on DraftKings. If we had our own DraftKings sportsbook, that's what I would place the bet on. But we're going to go with the Raiders here. We are very high on Gino.
Yeah.
But we are very high on Gino and Pete. Not to even mention Brock Bowers on the Raiders offense and Ashton Genty. I think a young offense with a veteran-savvy quarterback and an experienced coach, I think that gets it done over the younger team with a first-year head coach, even though he's coached before of this team.
Yeah, I agree. I've been high on Gino for, 7 years, pretty much as long as he's been in the league, rinsing on the Jets. And now he's back reunited with Pete Carroll. Gino's been a top 16 quarterback. I think Tim already covered Ashton Genty's coming with the rock out of the backfield. And running back is typically a position that translates very well out of college. So we're going to see some run game from him, and then that's going to open up Eugene, to sling the rock a little bit downfield.
Yeah.
So we're locking in the Raiders on that one. He came to run the table, not roll the dice. So with that, lock in the Raiders, and we're gonna get into an interesting game: Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers playing their former teams, even though Rodgers didn't even really play that much for the Jets. He might come back healthy and really stick it to him just because he was like, God, why'd I ever play for this shit team? Justin Fields sucks ass, been poverty, so we're gonna lock in the Steelers. I know Tim's got a lot to say about Aaron Rodgers this season, so let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah, I'm very high on Aaron Rodgers this season. I think I think the Jets are where you go to die, but they have a resurgence. I mean, we just talked about Geno. Look at what Sam Darnold's doing. The only one that we're waiting for now is Zach Wilson. Will Zach Wilson make a resurgence? Who knows? He could. With the way the NFL lays out right now. So I think Aaron is going to have the same luck, I guess, with that. The Jets are how do I describe the Jets without saying poverty, disorganized, poor?
All of the above.
All of the above,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
They're just a bad football team
Yeah.
with a bad franchise who were poorly coached last year. They probably have a better coach this year than Aaron Glenn, but I'm going to take the Steelers here. I think Aaron has a great year this year. On to the next game here. Dolphins versus Colts. This is our least favorite game of the week for multiple reasons. When we drafted this up, Richard Sell was probably going to start week one.
Mm-hmm.
So our question was, will they give the ball to Danny Dimes? And it seems like they're going to, which shows how little faith they have in Anthony Richardson. These two can confirm. I have been so down on Anthony Richardson ever since he stepped foot in the NFL. He played 9 games at Florida, and he was drafted 4th overall based off pure athleticism and talent. That usually does not translate. So maybe I should be running a NFL football team and, not Chris Ballard. I'm talking to you, Chris Ballard.
Yeah.
You're lucky Jim Irsay's not allowed to see this happen. Also, the fact that this is happening on Jim Irsay's grave is disgusting. Okay, all that man has done for that city and that team and the people around it, and how much he loved the fans, disgusting. On that note, Tua's healthy. Tyreek is healthy. Is he going to cry? He usually does. How much? We'll have to see. Weather will be an issue for Miami. They start off hot. Now the game is not in Miami, so it won't be hot. It'll be in an indoor stadium, but that helps them too. If Simple Jack can stay on the field, the Dolphins, I think a lot of people are down on them this year. I can see why. They're not going to be awful. We're going to take the Dolphins here in this game. I mean, unless Danny Dimes shows up, I don't really know what else could happen, but we're taking the Dolphins here.
I mean, Danny Dimes could show up, but I'm honestly more down on Danny Dimes than Anthony Richardson. I think he sucks personally. He was so bad every single season he's played. On the Jets, dude, he threw some. Or was that Mac Jones?
On the Jets?
On the
He was
Giants.
on the Giants.
On the Giants. Yeah,
he was on Giants.
Yeah, I saw some fucking terrible interceptions from him. I don't think he has it in him. They said he went to quarterback academy or whatever. Yeah, I think Dolphins are going to come out hot. They have a pretty hot offense, especially early in the season. Everyone's healthy. Simple Jack to Tyga Vailoa is back. So yeah, we're going to take the Dolphins upset at home.
Nick, I'm curious what you think here. Do you think Tyreek has a comeback year this year? I know you're a big Tyreek fan.
Yeah, or does he get arrested again?
I mean, the rest wasn't really that bad when you get down to it. He was just going a little fast, trying to make the game. He's fast down the field, so I would expect him to be just as fast on the streets. I think he's going to have a knockout year this year. He's really going to hit the nail on the head, or hit the nail on the head, and hit the ground running, ready to bring the team all the way to the Super Bowl.
You heard it here first
Wow.
on Sunday Script.
You heard it
Take
here.
those odds, both.
Yeah. That was that. Bet one win $5 million. All right. With that, we are gonna move on to our next game: the Cardinals versus the. I don't even want to talk about this one, dude. The Cardinals versus the Saints. Kyler Murray has always been bad. He got paid now. He's coming up on his contract year. I don't think he's gonna fucking do anything, dude. And the Saints, we got a baby food eater, correct?
Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom. Kellen Moore coaching them, and they are just abysmal all around, man. The Saints are just so bad. We have to pick the Cardinals, but I mean, we watch every game, and I might fall asleep to this one. I'm not excited at all.
Yeah. My prediction is this will be Kyler Murray's last year as the Cardinals quarterback. I think they're going to be very disappointed with the fact that they drafted Marvin Harrison, number 4 overall, last year, and they have a 5'9" quarterback that's too busy playing COD to get into football. I think Kyler Murray is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's overpaid. I think he was overdrafted when he was drafted. He should have gone and played baseball. With that said, we don't like this game. I have no interest in what the Cardinals do this year. I have no interest in what the Saints do this year. The only reason I will is because we bet on them. And we're going to bet on them to lose a lot this year. And if they prove me wrong, you got the receipts right here. but I'm usually right. So we're going to take the Cardinals here, like Carm said. This is an easy lock for us. And with that, we'll hear from one of our sponsors, Sentence Enhancers.
This episode of the Sunday Script is brought to you by Sentence Enhancers. Words are tools. Some cut deep and other build bridges. In this book, it'll help you recognize new words to use, as well as help you improve your communication both at work and in everyday life. Buy Sentence Enhancers now on Amazon.
Yeah, man, I'd like to just say that this book, Sentence Enhancers, it's really, enhanced my life. I'm kind of like a walking thesaurus now.
Yeah, some would say it's enthralling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls love it too, dude.
Yeah, you whip out fribble in a sentence.
Dude, the girls love it. So for all the fellas watching this, if you want to,
Check out
impress
this
the
book.
ladies,
Yeah.
check out Sentence Enhancers on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
All right. We're heading off to Giants versus Commanders. Giants are here at plus 215. Commanders 265. I'm surprised this isn't a larger spread. I think a lot of that has to do with, I think people are high on the Giants this year. I don't really see it yet, of course. We have to see it kind of play out. But, if Jaden Daniels plays the same as he did last year, I mean, this is going to be a wash. I mean, I don't really see it. If Jaden's as good as he played last year, they will win a lot of games this year again. They did win a lot of games last minute, but that brings up the conversation again, right? Does a good team win close games? Do they get lucky, right?
Yeah.
So they bring in Abdul Carter, who's will definitely lead the league in sacks, rookie wise for sure. Could he lead the league in sacks? That's a question. I thought he was the best player in the draft last year. So we'll see if that's possible. Danger Russ is back. Is he, third round Madison back? I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't think he's Seattle days third round Madison back. But we're gonna say that he's not. I'm gonna assume that he's not based off the product that I saw on the field last year. So we're gonna take the Commanders here to take this one against the Giants.
Yeah. Pretty much everything that Tim said. I want to dive in a little bit. Danger Russ Wilson is getting old. He's had a lot of off-the-field drama. He hasn't been the same since all that happened with fucking Future banging his wife and stuff. And like I said, he's getting up there. I don't think Danger Russ is back. The Commanders, however, set a very high bar for themselves last year. NFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback. But like Tim said, if Jaden Daniels plays half as good as he did last year, they'll be quite all right. I think. I think they're gonna handedly win this game against the Giants.
I think so too.
So picking the Commanders on that one. All right. You know what time it is, fellas? It's time for our rinse of the week. Ooh,
This one might keep us up.
this one is
This one does keep us up at night.
This one's tougher than the Saints and the Cardinals because we have two homeless shelter franchises, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers versus Jackson Sell. Jackson Sell at home. Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball. Do we see it? No. Bryce Young coming back. He got benched at some point, came back swinging. I think he takes a step up against Jacksonville. And I think Trevor Lawrence, another dude, got paid, still sucks. He's not going to get it done. They got too much to figure out on offense, especially with Travis Hunter flipping and all the cameras on him and media attention, all that crap. I think the Panthers, I hate to say it, I hate to bet on the Panthers, but we're loading up on the Panthers to get it done against Jacksonville at home week 1.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. I'm not very high on Trevor Lawrence myself. I don't understand why people aren't putting him in the bust category yet, considering his generational label that was put on him. He was a number 1 overall pick. Any other number 1 overall pick at this time would be considered a bust. He also got a massive contract, which he has yet to live up to. So that kind of just paints a picture of the disorganization that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. What do you think, Nick? Do you think Trevor Lawrence can actually put together a season that, will warrant that label of number one overall generational pick?
I don't know, man. Honestly, it feels like nowadays NFL teams bring quarterbacks in, put the world on their shoulders, and then nothing comes from it. I mean, we're seeing some people coming out of college playing well, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence has the experience needed to actually go out and get the job done. Not yet, at least.
All right, next game on the slate here is going to be Bengals versus Browns. I don't really know how to feel about the Bengals this year. Like I said, I'm very high on the Steelers. We'll get to the Ravens here shortly, but the Browns and the Bengals are both in this game from the AFC North. Of course, I'm not high on the Browns. They bring in 5 quarterbacks into training camp. They're down to 3 now, of course. Joe Flacco will be starting week 1. I don't hate that.
Elite.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, if we eat these words and Joe Flacco just lights it up on Sunday. And the Bengals defense has no answer for him.
This is very possible.
Which is very possible,
Yeah.
because Joe Flacco and David Njoku are best friends. So, well, we're going to ride on Joe Burrow here, man. I mean, at this point, I don't know if they have another okay season. I don't know if Joe Burrow gets frustrated, upset, wants out. I think it's heading in that direction right now. I think that they don't want to put a team around him. They did pay Jamar, of course. They paid him, but it seems like the way they do business isn't the best. Let's just put it that way. And then he gets put in the public light and doesn't look great. So with that, we're going to take the Bengals just because we're down on the Browns. And mean the rhyme there, but I did, and it's probably a good saying this year. We're down on the Browns.
Yeah, we are down on the Browns.
Some would say the Browns have downs.
Some would say that.
Some would say that.
Yeah, a lot of what Tim said. The Browns have not been good. I mean, they got Myles Garrett, star player, but I mean, not much else going on. They were dealing with all that quarterback crap. Shador, I don't even want to talk about him on the show. He's QB4 now.
No, I want to hear what Nick has to say about Shador.
Yeah,
I think he's got a lot of talent. I think it was pretty rude what that kid did to him, and it's no way representative of his abilities on the field.
The Browns, they do. I will say, the Browns tend to steal one from the Bengals every year. And the Bengals defense has been shoddy. Joe Flacco elite. We could be wrong on this one. This is more of a toss-up than I think we were thinking initially because of Joe Burr. But yeah, we're gonna pick the Bengals tentatively. And with that, we're gonna get into the Bucks Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. versus Baker Mayfield. Finally get to see what Michael Penix can do this season. We didn't get to see a whole lot of him last year. Atlanta sucked. I mean, they're not very good. But Baker had a great end to his season last year. Got into the playoffs and out of the playoffs. But I think Baker's that dude. Baker's got that fire in him still. I think the Bucks were a really, really underrated team last year for how well they were playing in a lot of their games. So we're taking the Bucks against the Falcons, week 1.
Yeah, we're gonna take the Bucks here, minus 135. I am of the belief that the Bucks could be a top 2 seed in the NFC this year.
Very possible.
I think it's very, very possible. I think if Detroit falls off, the Packers got better, but the Eagles are still there. Outside of that, they definitely could be better than the Commanders this year. They could be better than the Lions. I don't know if they're better than the Packers and Eagles, but they could be in the regular season. You never know, right? So like Carm said, we're going to take the Bucks on that one. And that's going to move us into our next game, Titans versus Browns.
Broncos.
Yeah, my bad. Broncos. So we got the Titans versus... See, that's how much I could care less about this game. Just goes to show. Because the Broncos are going to be good this year. They are.
Yeah.
They are. That division is going to be very good. I think it's better than the NFC North, but that's a whole different conversation. That'll be a discussion topic next week. So is Cam Ward any good? We don't know. We're going to have to find out. First overall pick. I feel like recently the quarterbacks have been better coming out of college. Of course, it takes 3 years to kind of let that seep in and set. But if Bo takes another step this year, then we're going to have a dangerous Broncos team in our hands. And the Titans are going to be better. They're going to be better. We know why. We know why.
because of the most entertaining quarterback.
Because the most entertaining
football.
quarterback in football is no longer in the
No
league,
longer.
unfortunately. Rest in piss, Will
Rest in
Levis.
piss, dude. Fuck Will Levis.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, gone
Definitely
and
not,
forgotten.
Definitely not forgotten. That pick he threw in the Bears game last year was ridiculous.
Dude.
The Bears should have won 3 games last year, but they won 5 somehow. So regardless, Tennessee's going to be bad. They're going to be bad still. Which is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's so fine. We're fine with that. We're going to take the Broncos here.
Yeah, taking the Broncos. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Even your starting quarterback is calling your team mid. I don't need to say anything else. Bo Nix have a great sophomore season. Cam Ward, we'll see what he does, but you're calling your team mid. The season hasn't even started yet. I mean, Broncos, dude. All right, now we're getting into a kind of interesting divisional game. San Francisco versus Seattle. Got Sam Darnold back in the mix. Sam Darnold, outside of Minnesota, is he a system quarterback? But got that little fraud Brock Purdy across from him. Yeah, I think Brock Purdy's mad overrated, and they lost Debo. He has no one else to throw to. CMC's gonna get probably injured in the first quarter and not play the rest of the season, and then it's gonna be little Brock running away from the pass rush. So I think we're gonna have to pick the Seahawks on this one. The Niners are in shambles. They have decent defense, but I think Sam Darnold might want to try and light it up and prove all the naysayers like me that he's a system quarterback wrong. So we're gonna hammer the Seahawks and see what happens.
Or Sam Darnold got his bag and he's done.
Yeah, as we've been talking about. Yeah.
Either Sam Darnold got his bag and he's done, or he's out for vengeance. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. Kind of a reuniting meeting between Sam Darnold and Kyle Shanahan when he was in San Francisco for a year as the backup. A lot of people praised Shanahan for his development, and then he gets a year under Cock, and now he's off to Seattle. I am very high on the Seahawks this year. I think Sam Darnold can get it done. I think they have good enough weapons, and I am very low on the 49ers. Nick, I don't know what you think about the 49ers, but they had their past success the past 2 or 3 years. Not even last year, but 2 or 3 years before that. A lot of people are still on them. Do you think even with all their injuries that they could have and Brock Purdy, that they can get it done this year and make the playoffs?
I think that they've got some talent. I mean, Brock Purdy seems to be able to hold down the fort, but I don't know how well they're going to do this year, especially with the games they have coming up.
And a lot of it depends on Christian McCaffrey.
I would think so, yeah. I mean, a lot of fantasy people, I'm sure, are trying to hold on to him, trying to see some points out of him, but it kind of depends on how the whole team does.
All right, that leads us to Detroit versus Green Bay. So, big question here with Detroit. Are both of their coordinators leaving going to have an effect on any of their success, and can they replicate it? It has to have some. It has to have some effect.
Yeah.
It can't have none. They can't just be 15-2 again.
Yeah.
I don't know. You lose what people are saying as a number one play caller in the league and one of the top defensive coordinators in the league, who are both candidates in multiple coaching cycles, and then finally decide to leave at once. I think that kind of breaks the foundation a tad bit. I think the foundation is Dan Campbell still, but it's got to have an effect somehow. And is it really? And if it's going to affect anyone the most, it's going to be Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jared Goff a product of Ben Johnson? Probably. We're going to have to find out. Because if Goff is a product of Ben Johnson, then that leads us to the next discussion with the Bears going forward. But if Goff is a system quarterback, this is a 10-win team. It is. But on the other side, the Packers get significantly better with Micah Parsons. He does have to get injectables into his back every 4 weeks, which is not good. I don't know. That's a developing story. So if you heard that here first, you're welcome. Breaking news on the script. But he has to get injectables in his back. I'm not saying that is going to make him worse. I just think that that's an interesting conversation to have, considering it came up after the trade. And then who's discussing that? Where does that get discussed? Do they know about it? All interesting stuff. But really, I'm more focused on the other side of the ball for Green Bay. I think that's really what's going to take them farthest. If Matthew Golden can actually be that wide receiver one that they drafted him to be, then this could be a really dangerous team with 2 tight ends and 3 wide receivers. But Matthew Golden, I think, really needs to step up.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't step up, then we're having the same conversation we had last year, which I always have with the Packers, is their biggest weakness was the wide receiver core.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's been their biggest weakness for all of last season. I mean, so many drop passes.
But a lot of people weren't really saying that though.
I disagree. I was seeing that a lot. I mean, they were dropping passes left and right, and people were commenting on it. And Love was playing injured all year, and he was throwing some nasty picks. I mean, he was not looking like all the money that they paid him. That being said, I mean, we have to talk about it. Micah Parsons on defense, record-setting deal. You know, he's getting paid a lot of money. Yes, he has to get the epidurals. They're saying breaking news for you, but we'll see how that.
I don't think it has
out.
an impact.
I think he's 26. He's resilient. He's gonna tear up the offense. We're gonna take the Packers on this one. The Packers might be able to take the NFC North this year. Those two coordinators.
I would say so.
Those two coordinators are going to be bigger than people think. It's a lot.
Agree.
It's a lot to lose both of your coordinators all in 1 year. Hammer the Packers. All right, moving on to the Texans versus the Rams. Speaking of epidurals, Stat Padford, man, he's getting geriatric, getting some epidurals. That being said, the Rams are a very good football team when he's healthy, playing well. CJ Stroud on the other side of the ball had a good season last year. They were winning a lot. But Rams at home, early season, they like to start strong. We're going to take the Rams on this one.
Yeah, I think the Texans' O-line is too shoddy to give it any really serious consideration to win this game, to be honest with you. They have too many moving parts, too many injuries on the offensive line. I think CJ Stroud is good. He needs to take it up a level. It's kind of that Jordan Love discussion, I think, that we're having right now, too, is that everyone's kind of anointed CJ Stroud and Jordan Love as good.
Yeah.
I would say they're good, but there's a level above that. That wins you more than 10 games in the NFL.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see, is CJ Stroud really, really that good? I'm not saying he's bad. We're just saying we got to see him take a step up. And the Rams have such a young, fast, flashy defense. I mean, they draft so well. I mean, they were pretty much rebuilding 2 years ago, and they went 4-13. Not last year, but the year before. And they had a better year last year, right? Because Padford wasn't hurt. But we're going to take the Rams here. I'm not as high on the Rams as other people are this year, simply because of Stafford's health. But you know who the backup is? Jimmy G.
Yeah, people are saying that they might go with Jimmy G.
People are saying Jimmy's looking good in camp. Of course Jimmy's looking good, because it's Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's a starting quarterback on some teams, I would say.
Rolling Meadows alum. Rolling Meadows alum.
Yeah, so Jimmy, they're not lacking in depth at QB.
No. All right, so we're off to the Sunday night game, which is probably going to have the most eyes on it this year.
Yeah.
As it's a AFC divisional.
This will be a good one. I'm excited to watch this.
We got the Ravens and the Bills. So the Ravens here are the favorites, actually, which is surprising to me. I'm not a big Lamar fan. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Lamar. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Justin Fields. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Michael Vick. I know that people will say, well, they're not the same player. They play in different eras. But that same type of archetype, I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with that. People will say, oh, well, Mahomes isn't a rusher of the football. Mahomes is a scrambler of the football. There's difference. I think that this is the Bills' year, to be honest with you, until Mahomes just wins 16 games this year and they go 16-1 and then they win the AFC again. And then we'll keep saying it again next year and next year and next year, and Josh Allen will end up with 0 rings and Lamar will end up with 0 rings.
Yeah.
I equate it to like Lamar and Josh Allen or like Karl Malone and John Stockton. They couldn't beat Jordan.
Yeah.
So they'd make it to the finals, but couldn't beat Jordan. We're almost living that same thing right now in the NFL with this. But with that, it's at home. We're going to take Buffalo here. Actually, Buffalo is a favorite. My apologies. So we're going to take Buffalo here. This is going to be a great game. Enjoy it. If it doesn't go your way, you still enjoy it.
Yeah. This.
But it's going to go your way because we're going to go into Sunday night.
We're telling you right now.
We're going to go to Sunday night.
Yeah.
15 for 15, and it'll all rely on the next thing that Carm's going to talk about right now.
Yeah. So our Monday night game, Vikings at Bears. Another interesting divisional game in a division that's heating up. It was heating up last year. Lots of good football teams. I mean, the Packers went 1-6 or 1-5 in their division last year. Sorry, fellas. But even then, very solid football team in comparison to the rest of the NFL. So we got a strong division coming up. I think the Bears, pains me to say, I think the Bears took a big step up this year. I think their new head coach, I forget his fucking, Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson showed a lot, and I think he carried the Lions team more than people think. I think Dan Gamble's more of a emotion, culture guy. I think Ben Johnson was the brains behind the operation. So I think if he can do with Caleb Williams what he did with Jared Goff, as much as like I said, it pains me to say Packers, but Caleb Williams could have a good year, and he's gonna be up against a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. So.
Yeah, let me put it this way. If Caleb's good, the Bears are going to be good this year.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If Caleb is really good, the Bears are... I don't think they can win that division. I think they're probably a year away if Caleb's really good. But it all depends on Caleb. And I know that's so classic to say because it's a quarterback, and of course your team relies on the quarterback. But we're not saying that about the Colts. If Danny Dimes plays really well, we're not going to be like, oh, the Colts are good.
No.
If the Bears have a significantly better roster than the Colts and other teams, like Miami too, I think. But it's all going to be on Caleb. And I'm worried about left tackle with Braxton Jones right now. If Brian Flores can bring the juice, and the defense is still the defense of that team, which is very good. So that's the one thing, is their defense is still insanely good. Like Carm said, can JJ throw the ball more than he might need to? Jordan Addison is suspended for a Dewey. Too bad he doesn't live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, too bad. Maybe that's why Micah went up to Green Bay. You can get like 10 DUIs.
I know. I know. Yeah, you just
they'll let you drive home.
He's gonna slap on the wrist. You get a slap on the wrist and then go play in week 1 if you were in the Packers. Sorry, Jordan Addison. But Jordan Addison suspended. Justin Jefferson has a hammy issue, so he might even be limited. So that leaves Hawk. Adam Thielen's back. Adam Thielen on the team when Cock was the coach?
I don't know. He hasn't been on the Vikings for a few years.
Maybe he was. I don't remember. He possibly was for 1 year. But with all that said, I gotta roll. We gotta roll with the Vikings here. Unfortunately, I can't have this parlay come down to Monday Night Football and have the Bears just fuck it up.
Yeah,
I can't.
As they're known to do.
Yeah. As they're known to do. Does that mean that it could still be a really good game and Caleb could look good? Yes. But
it's a winnable game for the Bears.
It's a winnable game for both teams.
Yeah.
I think the spread is too large, to be honest with you. It's in Chicago. I don't understand the spread, but Nick, what do you think about the Bears this year? Do you think they shit the bed again?
Yeah, I got a feeling the Bears aren't going to do too well. I mean, it's gonna depend. We're seeing a better offensive line from the Bears, so hopefully Caleb's got some time to throw. But it's all going to come down to that, because that's the problem that the Bears have been dealing with for the last 4 or 5 seasons now.
So that brings us to every game of Week 1 of the 2025 NFL season. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Not only am I excited to get together with friends and watch football, I think that's what I'm most excited for. But I'm also excited to win this fucking parlay.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? You watch every week. Now, are you going to learn something? You're going to win one. Now, you can tail us, or you can adjust how you like. And if you win, send it in, and we'll say, congrats. We were wrong. You were right.
Yeah, we will shout you out personally on the show.
But that won't happen. We'll be right. So tail us every week on the Sunday Script. Now we're going to move on to our takes. I'll set up the segment as the first week. We're going to do, each of us are going to do a minute take of the NFL season, the NFL week, and NFL player. Something along those lines, right? But before we get into that, we got an ad break from one of our sponsors, Woodman's Property Management.
This episode of the Sunday Script is brought to you by Woodman's Property Management. Are you looking for some place to live? Do you want to live in the Midwest? Are you looking for something luxurious while still being affordable? Then Woodman's has the property for you. Go ahead online or down in the link below and check out Woodman's Property Management for all your rental needs.
All right, so my take for the NFL season this year Aaron Rodgers, MVP season. He's back. He's on an actual franchise with an actual coach where he doesn't run the show. The coach does. In New York, he was trying to run the show. And sorry, you can't let a player run your organization. It just doesn't work. The Browns are horrendous this year. The Ravens will be good. Yes, I know. But I'm not worried about Lamar. I think Aaron comes back with a vengeance this year. I don't think this is Aaron's last year. I think Aaron, we're looking at a 4,200, 33 touchdowns, 8 interception season from Aaron Rodgers this year with a completion percentage probably around 71, 72. And that wins MVP. Does that win the division? Maybe not. But I think the Steelers are a sleeper team this year. Their defense is exceptional. And now they have a 4-time MVP, 1-time Super Bowl MVP quarterback at the helm.
All right, my take on this NFL season. I'm gonna keep it with our home team. I think in a dangerous division in the NFC North, I think the Packers, especially with this massive Micah Parsons trade, big step up on defense. Number 1 draft pick, Matthew Golden. He's gonna try and carry the offense down the field, be a target downfield that Jordan Love likes to throw to. Jordan Love healthy again. 2 coordinators gone on the Lions. Bears step up, but I don't think they're gonna do it. And then first year for J.J. McCarthy. I think the division is wide open for the true kings of the North. I think they're gonna take it this season.
And my take for this football season is that the announcers need to shut up or give us a play-by-play. I do not want to hear them chit-chat back and forth like they did in the first week or the second week. No one cares that you guys played football or know about football. Either tell us what's going on or shut the hell up for the play.
Who's your least favorite?
Greg Olsen, by far, the worst. Shut up, you played a little football. Doesn't mean you're a GOAT or nothing. You had a couple good runs. Let's leave it at that.
So all in all, we'd like to thank you for joining this first inaugural rendition of the Sunday Script. Let's do a quick rundown here, gentlemen. Eagles, Chiefs, Raiders, Steelers, Bengals, Bucks, Broncos, Seahawks, Packers, Rams, Buffalo, Vikings, Steelers, Dolphins, Cards, Commanders, Panthers. That is your week 1 rundown here on the Sunday Script. If you want more, tune in next week when we will be, we won't give you the amount, but we'll be significantly richer. And so, we'll see you on the Sunday Script.